I've been wearing my Sega Seiko collaboration watch almost every day since I unboxed it a few weeks ago on the channel. Now, it's time for the full review. Welcome to the Watch Closet. I'm COE33, Co for short. And guys, I think it's safe to say that I'm cuckoo for watches. If you enjoy watch collecting content as much as I do, help me grow this channel and appease those algorithm overlords by subscribing and ever so gently polishing that like button. Before we get into the review, let's do a wristwatch check. I'm keeping with that Seiko theme and wearing my Seiko Arnie. Very cool with its large case dimensions, that Digi Annie dial there, and that aggressive bolstering on the resin strap. When I'm looking for that perfect watch to wear while I'm kicking butt in Streets of Rage 2, my personal favorite beat 'em up of all time, or while I'm zooming through the Green Hill Zone as everyone's favorite blue hedgehog in the 16-bit classic, Sonic the Hedgehog, I look no further than this. All right, here we are, review time. The SEGA Seiko 60th Anniversary Limited Edition Chronograph, specifically the black variant, limited to 400 pieces, model GMD3064. And I got this, guys, off of eBay. This was a Japan exclusive, limited to only 400 pieces for the black variant, 800 pieces for the silver variant. And unfortunately, this watch is sold out, so if you want to purchase it today, expect to pay well over MSRP. Let's look at the packaging here, guys. I know I already did a full unboxing on the channel, so after this video, if you want to go see that, feel free. But we got this kind of simple outer box there with the Seiko and Seiko logo. We have the inner box here with the black flocked velvet, Seiko, Sega, and gold, and some simple text on the bottom there. And then there's the watch. And guys, I'm a huge fan of Sega. I love Seiko as well. So it's kind of a lifelong gamer and Sega fanboy almost, you could say. Well, yeah, actually, that's very fair. I still collect the Sega Genesis games to this day. And so the fact that I love Seiko, I love Sega, when I saw this, I had to have it. And there it is. There's the watch, the Seiko Sega Chronograph, the black variant, limited edition to 400 pieces. And I'm looking forward to getting into this review, guys. I've been wearing this just about every day. And, you know, I don't want to bury the lead. This is going to get good marks. It's a great watch. I like it a lot. It's not perfect. It has a few issues. But overall, it's awesome. Why don't we get into some specs here, guys? We have case dimensions of 38.5 millimeters. We have a case thickness of 9.7 millimeters, including that hardlex crystal there. We have a lug-to-lug of 45.9 millimeters. And then we've got a lug width of 20 millimeters, and it does taper down to just a hair under 18 millimeters. So very nice dimensions there. The weight with included bracelet is 99.12 grams. So all in all, a surprisingly compact watch. It's actually more compact than I realized when I bought this watch, but I'm okay with that. I have a 6.75-inch wrist, so I feel like this is a nice sweet spot. I like watches. I wouldn't want to go too much smaller than this. It's just a hair under 39 millimeters. But for me, this is a nice compact design, and I like it quite a bit. As far as case finishing and materials go, we have stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet, a nice mix of brushed and polished finish. Look at we got the kind of polished relief there in the middle on the links there, and then we have the brushing on the outer links. And then we have a polished finish here on the case mixed with a little brushing as well. So very nice finishing. It's done well. It looks great. So no complaints there. The crown, though, is pretty small. It's a very small non-signed crown. See if I can get it to focus there. There we go. And it's kind of hard to grasp the crown, unfortunately. Would have been nice if it was signed, maybe a little bit bigger. It does have the crown guard, so that's good. 3 positions. The first position, obviously, is just so it has the water resistance. It's resting within the crown guards. Position 2 adjusts that date wheel there between the 4 and the 5 o'clock. And position 3 adjusts the time. You have the chronograph pushers there and kind of a gold tone. We have a water resistance of 100 meters, and then we have that mineral crystal, that hardlex mineral crystal. It's not a sapphire, which is definitely a bummer. I would love to see a sapphire crystal on this. But why don't we go ahead and get a closer look at this dial under the macro lens. All right, here we are with a nice look at that chronograph dial. Look at the little touch of blue around the chronograph subdial registers there. Very nice. It matches that Sega logo perfectly. And speaking of which, you have Seiko and Sega with applied logos there at the 3 o'clock. Very nice. I love seeing that Sega logo. Very nostalgic for me. You have applied indices. You got those baton indices going around the dial there with some little pips at the 9 o'clock and the 3 o'clock and the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock, and then you have the full-size batons everywhere else. You have nice Delphine handset with a high polish finish. You have a very slender, thin seconds hand that's blued to match that Sega logo as well. You have a kind of asymmetrical date window there between the 4 and the 5 o'clock. I'm honestly not a huge fan of date windows in that position, but I understand why they did it here. We have around the outer edge, the bezel, it is a fixed bezel, and it's got a tachometer around the edge. And then we have that black matte dial that really works well with the little touches of gold and the touches of blue. I think it's a handsome looking dial. I like it quite a bit. All right, and this is normally where I'd say, let's take a look at that loom shot. Let's turn off the lights and let's look at the loom on this watch. But you know what? There is no loom. So we're not going to do that. Kind of a major problem, I suppose, of ding. It would have been nice to have loom on this watch for sure. I think it would have, especially if it was like a nice blue loom. I think that would have worked really well with this dial. But it is what it is. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the case back and the movement. The case back has a nice high polish finish there. It says Go Sega in that classic Sega font. And then there's some text around the outer edge. Now, this is a limited edition, as I mentioned earlier, and it does have the serial number on there as well. So that's nice. It's nice to know, if you're going to do a limited edition, it's nice to know what number your actual watch is. It says Seiko, water resistance information, model number, all that good stuff. It is powered by a quartz movement, and this is the tried and true Seiko caliber 7T92, and it's got an accuracy rating of plus or minus 15 seconds per month and a 3-year battery life. Taking a look at this watch on my 6.75-inch wrist, guys, and I have no complaints. It contours to the wrist perfectly. It has nice articulation on the bracelet, and it's been a joy to wear. It's definitely one that I've been gravitating towards wearing just because it's light, it fits the wrist well, it's nicely proportioned, it looks good, it has a nice sheen to it in the sunlight, and all in all, just as far as like aesthetics and wearability, this watch is a real winner, and I love it. Taking a look at the clasp, we have Seiko SEGA on there. It is a double push button fold over clasp. It's got 3 points of micro adjust, and of course it's pressed, not milled, but that's not surprising in this price point. It functions, it works, it does the job. I like the fact that it has the Sega logo on the back as well on the clasp there. And then of course we have this nice bracelet that's doesn't feel janky or anything like that. So definitely win as far as the bracelet goes. And with all that said, why don't we take a look at some pros and cons of this watch? Pros, the overall design. I think it looks good, especially in the sunlight. It has a wrist presence that I quite enjoy. Those compact dimensions, perfect. Well, maybe a little too small for some. I could see several of you guys with 7-inch and larger wrists thinking this watch is maybe a little too small for you, possibly. And then that quality bracelet. It fits great. It feels good. It lays on the wrist really nice. I quite like that. Cons, well, it's got that mineral crystal. It's got that hardlex crystal. It's not a sapphire crystal. And it would be nice if it was a sapphire crystal. It's got that small crown that's kind of hard to grasp. That's a bummer. No loom. I mean, come on. Seiko, let's get a little loom on this watch. That would kind of put it over the top for me and make it that much better. And then there is the price. This is a watch that you have to buy on eBay if you want to get it these days and expect to pay well over MSRP. But at the original MSRP that you could buy this for, I think it's a solid watch and a good purchase. So with all that said, the time has come to rate this watch using the one and only Cuckoo for Watches Cuckoo Bird Scale. Drumroll, please. This watch gets 7 out of 10 cuckoo birds. All right, guys, that's my take on the Seika Collaboration Limited Edition watch. What do you guys think of this piece? Is it a solid pickup, or should I have left it in the shopping cart? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm posting new videos every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can count on that. It's like clockwork. Follow me with my watch collecting adventures on Instagram at Cuckoo for Watches. I'm live streaming on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday. Follow me over there for wrist checks and retro gaming at COE33. And if you're enjoying the content, be sure to watch this video of me unboxing and giving my first impressions of the brand new and super cool new watch from Zelos, the Comet 39mm with a gold carbon dial. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep your watches wound and your sapphires polished.